All right, let's dive into a book that's probably given you a few nightmares. William Golding's Lord of the Flies. We're going to break down everything, and I mean everything you need to know for your exams. So let's get right to it. So, let's start with the huge, kind of terrifying question this whole book is built around. Are we, as people, fundamentally good? Or is there something dark, something evil, just waiting to come out? You see, this isn't just some adventure story about kids on an island. Oh no. It's asking a much bigger question. If you take away parents, teachers, laws, all the rules, what's left? What are we really like underneath it all? And for the author, William Golding, this wasn't just some philosophical game. It was real. He was a Royal Navy officer during World War II, and he saw firsthand what people are capable of. The absolute worst of it. That experience completely changed him. It convinced him that all our civilized behavior, it's just a paper-thin mask. And this book was basically his experiment to rip that mask off and show us what's underneath. So let's look at the island itself and think of it as Golding's laboratory. This isn't just a story, it's a brutal experiment. He takes a bunch of so-called innocent British schoolboys, drops them on a perfect tropical island with 0 adults, and then basically just hits the record button to see how it all falls apart. And man, the results come in fast and they are not pretty. At the start, everything seems great. They're setting up a little society, they elect Ralph as their leader, they've got the conch shell for meetings, it's all very civilized. But then, the cracks start to show. You've got Ralph, who's all about keeping the signal fire going so they can get rescued, and then you have Jack, who, well, he gets a taste for hunting, and he likes it. A lot. The second they kill that first pig, it's like a switch flips. Something primal is unleashed. From there, it's just a terrifying downward spiral. Simon and Piggy, who are basically the voices of sanity and intelligence, are brutally killed. And it all ends with Ralph, our original leader, being hunted through a burning forest like an animal. It's a total collapse. Okay, so to really get what Golding is doing, you can't just think of the boys as regular kids. They're not. They're more like variables in his big, dark experiment. Each one represents a different idea, a different piece of what makes us human or what makes society work or not work. And the whole thing really boils down to a clash between the two main leaders. On one side, you've got Ralph. Think of him as Team Civilization. He's all about democracy, having rules, and working together to get rescued. But on the other side, you've got Jack. He is Team Savagery. He couldn't care less about rules. He's all about power, control, and the pure, raw excitement of the hunt. He's basically a little dictator just waiting for his moment. But it's not just about Ralph and Jack. The other boys are just as important. Take Piggy. He's the smart one, the voice of logic and science. The problem, nobody listens to him. He's a tragic reminder that having the best ideas in the world means nothing if you don't have the muscle to back them up. Then there's Simon. He's different, kind of spiritual, almost like a prophet. He's the only one who really understands what's going on, what the beast truly is. And then, oh boy, then there's Roger. Roger is pure darkness. He's the guy who loves cruelty for its own sake, the sadistic impulse that was just waiting for the rules to disappear so he could come out and play. He is genuinely terrifying. Right, so if the boys are the different ingredients in this experiment, then a few key objects on the island. They're like the readouts, the data. They're the symbols Golden uses to show us, step by step, just how badly things are going. First and most obvious, you've got the conch shell. This thing is so important. It's basically their symbol for civilization and law. The rule is simple. If you're holding the conch, you get to speak and everyone else has to listen. It's democracy, right there in a seashell. Pro tip for your essays, always pay attention to what's happening to the conch. As it gets ignored or chipped or eventually, well, its fate is the same as their societies. Next up, Piggy's glasses. Now these are really interesting because they represent two things at once. On one hand, they're a symbol of intellect and technology. I mean, they're the only way the boys can start a fire. That's huge, that's power. But on the other hand, they're super fragile. They can be broken, they can be stolen, which is Golding's way of showing us that intelligence and reason are incredibly powerful, but also incredibly vulnerable when faced with pure, stupid violence. Then there's the signal fire. Think of the fire as their lifeline, their one connection back to the real world. As long as that fire is burning, there's hope of being rescued. So when you see the boys, especially Jack and his hunters, letting that fire go out because they'd rather be off hunting, that's a massive red flag. It shows you their priorities are shifting. They're starting to give up on being rescued. They're choosing the island, choosing savagery over civilization. And that brings us to the most famous symbol of all, the one the book is named after, the Lord of the Flies. We're talking about a severed pig's head stuck on a spear, left as an offering to the beast. It's disgusting. And when it has that creepy, hallucinatory conversation with Simon, it tells him the biggest, darkest secret of the whole book. The beast, the thing they're all so terrified of, it's not some monster hiding in the trees. It's not something you can hunt or kill. The beast is inside them. It's inside all of us. It's that potential for evil that we all carry around. So, when you boil it all down, that's what the entire book is about. It's one massive conflict. On one side, you've got civilization. That's Rolf's team. It's all about rules, doing the right thing, thinking things through. On the other side, you've got savagery. That's Jack's team. It's about chaos, violence, and just giving in to your most basic primal urges. And Golding's whole point is that this fight isn't just happening between a bunch of kids on an island. It's happening inside every single one of us every single day. Okay, so that's all the big picture stuff. But how do you actually turn this into top marks on your exam? Let's get super practical and walk through exactly how to analyze one of the most important quotes in the entire book. All right, here it is. The conch exploded into 1,000 white fragments and ceased to exist. Seriously, this quote is an absolute gift for any essay you have to write. It's the moment of no return, the point where everything completely and utterly shatters. But you can't just throw it in there. You have to know how to take it apart. So here's your foolproof 3-step plan to ace this quote. Step 1, what does it symbolize? Simple. The conch is order, rules, civilization. Step 2, what's the context? This is huge. The conch doesn't just fall and break. It gets smashed to bits by the exact same rock that kills Piggy. Think about that. The symbol of order and the symbol of intellect are wiped out in the very same instant. It's a total package deal. And that leads to step 3. Link it all to the main theme. This moment is the nail in the coffin. It's Golding screaming at us that civilization is dead on the island and savagery has won. It's final. So let's just do a quick final recap. Your checklist for nailing this book. 1. Remember, this whole story is an allegory. It's not just about boys, it's about all of us. 2. The characters are ideas. Ralph is democracy, Jack is dictatorship. 3. The symbols, the conch, the glasses, the fire, are your roadmap. They show you exactly how things fall apart. 4, and this is the big one, the beast is not real. It's inside them, it's inside us. Which leads to the final chilling takeaway. The only thing stopping us from becoming like Jack and Roger is society. It's just the rules that keep that inner darkness in check. And I want to leave you with one last twisted thought. At the very end, the boys are rescued, right? A naval officer shows up, a grown-up from the civilized world. But think about it. Where did he come from? A warship. He's an active participant in a massive global war, which is basically just the boys' savage game on a much, much bigger scale. So when he stands there disappointed in these little boys for not behaving better, you have to ask yourself, are they really being saved? Or are they just trading one war zone for another? Has the darkness really been left behind on the island? I'll let you think about that one.